Hey guys, up Sander, and you guys are not going to believe it. I have gotten another pet. The pet's Stranger. You get this pet by doing Desert Treasure, and there's a 1 out of 1,000 chance, and I managed to do it. I'm so happy. This is such a nice pet to have. It's like one of the biggest pets in the game. You don't really see too many people with this pet, but I'm finally glad. Come on, come back. I'm finally glad to have it, and I'm just like thinking, what adventures am I going to do? Come on, let's get him again. Where is he going? Thank you. Follow me. I'm just really happy to have this pet. It's such a rare one, and it is one of the weirder ones because it's the only human pet. But yeah. Oh, where's he going? Hey, come back. Come back. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just so happy to have this quest finally done. Let's see, Desert Treasure. It's around there somewhere. Here we go. Yeah, it's just a really nice pet to have. It's fun. It's cool to have, and but it's just hard to get it to keep following you. There we go. No, seriously, what the hell? Why is there a stranger here from the Desert Treasure quest? You guys may know that this guy can appear if you have one of the diamonds in your inventory, and he's supposed to attack you. But I guess the person left, but this stranger just stays here and follows me around. I really don't know what to say. Hey guys, up Sander, and today it is time for a bank video finally. Again, sorry if I still sound a little bit different. I'm still in a little bit of pain talking because of all the canker sores I have. Way too much fucking orange juice I've been drinking, and that always causes trouble. But it shouldn't be too bad. So anyway, I wanted to make this bank video for a long time, and the reason I was like kind of putting off making it is because like my bank changes so frequently that it's like almost not even worth showing, because it's just going to change like a week later. I'll get some drops, or I'll spend a bunch of money on skills, and then like it's going to look totally different. So I feel like a week later this bank video is going to look totally different, and who knows, maybe it will. Maybe I'll get an Elysian like trio or something, and then it'll look totally different. But I'll show you the state of my bank on today, December 27th, 2016. So I have spent a lot of money on skills actually recently, like a whole bunch. As you guys know, I spent 20 mil on construction to get my ornate pool, which is super nice. That was absolutely worth it. Very glad I got that. And I've also spent a lot of money on farming for really no particular reason. You do need farming for some diaries, but you only need like 75 for the hard diaries, which is I got that obviously, and you could even boost to that at a much lower level. But basically the last month I've been doing tree runs, and I got from 55 to 80 farming, which I actually got this morning. And that's a really nice level to have. It's just kind of nice, and eventually I'll be able to have I'll be able to put a spirit tree in my house at the same time as having a fairy ring in there, which is really nice. And already I can boost to plant some fairy or spirit trees. But the problem is that farm runs, I'm going to actually stop them today, because I was spending about, like if you look at a magic sapling, let's see how much this is. It is 142k. So I was buying 5 of those a day, and I was also buying 5 palm saplings. So I was spending like well over 1 mil a day, like 1.25 mil a day on farming. So I just can't really afford that anymore. Like I don't even have the money. So farming, I spent like easily maybe like 20 mil on or something, and then construction like 20 mil. So I don't actually have a lot of cash, and I did have to sell some of my gear to buy other gear, which I'll explain. But yeah, here's my stats right now. And we'll also take a look at the bank finally. So right off the bat, we'll look at this tab. Like I said, I don't have a lot of money. Really just spent on skills, which is really good. Skills are permanent, and they'll help with raids. And total level is going to matter a lot for raids. So having a big total level, like in the last month, I've gotten so many total levels from like 1700 to like 1876 now. So that's really, really good. And someday I think I will have the 2000 total as well. But see, I don't have a lot of money, but I do have a lot of rune sets. I usually like to have a bunch of rune sets. I don't know why. I guess for like PKing and stuff, they're nice to have. Like welfare armor, if you're going to go do something in the wilderness, it might be nice to have. U-logs, I just have 70 fire making banked. I've been meaning to do that for like weeks now. I did get some levels, but I just stopped. Here's my junk tab. Nothing too interesting to talk about really here. I have all these books from Zaya. I still don't even have the Zaya spellbook. I'm like totally out of date with Zaya stuff. I really just don't like it there, but I do like the update that happened recently for Zaya to make it look nicer. I have a master clue, and this has been quite the master clue, because read this, you have to angle for an anglerfish while sporting the finest fishing gear, and Not only do you need like 80 something fishing, which I can boost for, I just need one more level, but you also need the angler's outfit, which I did yesterday. This is extremely slow to get. It takes like 6 or 7 hours if you're average luck, and I was probably worse luck. You basically have to do the fishing trawler minigame, and it's a 1 out of 8 chance to get one of the pieces that you don't already have on completion of the fishing trawler minigame, and it's 12 minutes a game, and it just takes forever, and I don't know. It's really crowded though. You could actually go to World 370 and get it done. But maybe I'll talk about this more in a future video. Skill capes, and this is kind of a, like, here's the quest tab, kind of like quest items and stuff you don't really use too much anymore, and like miscellaneous like costumes and stuff. Here's all my skill capes: quest cape, magic cape, defense cape, attack and strength cape, and cooking cape, which is my newest addition. I did record getting 99 cooking. I'll probably have it in a video upcoming where I show some clips and stuff, kind of like my last couple of videos. Thank you so much for my last video, by the way. It's doing really well. It's doing better than any video has done since I came back to the game, which is really nice to see, and still continuing to do well. So I keep the hoods as well. They're kind of useless though. They don't really do anything. And then I have some items that I kind of use frequently: Salve Amulet, Proselyte Salad, and Ring of Wealth Imbued, and Cooking Gauntlets, which I don't actually need anymore because this would cover that. But I do use this for Vedion because I don't want to risk a Nezi for really no reason. And yeah, nothing too interesting here. I got the Void here as well. If I have an issue with bank space, I'll put this in my house. Otherwise, I just kind of keep it here. And clue items, which I'm making the stashes as well, so that'll kind of get eaten up. Herbs tab, I sold all my herbs recently for like 6 mil over like, basically like I had always picked up like Harlanders and stuff and Quorms, and I didn't actually realize that I had so much of them. I had like hundreds of them, so I sold them all recently and got like 6 mil or something like that. And here's my magic saplings and palm saplings, which are all out, but I will continue to do Calquat saplings just because these are like 500 GP, and it gives you like 10,000 experience a day in farming, which is really nice. So I will continue to do farming like very slowly with that, and I do use the payments for farming because they're very cheap actually right now. So here's my magic tab. It just pretty much has everything possibly magic related: stabs, runes, armor, things like that. I don't really use these tabs anymore. I mostly just use house tabs for everything. They're not, they actually are a little expensive right now. Let's see. Yeah, that actually is kind of expensive, but I don't know. I have all my teleports in my house, so it's just really nice to use. Runes, I don't have too many runes. I try to not stockpile too many. Maybe in the future I'll get like 100,000 fire runes just for the hell of it. I have a lot of these because I used to do a bunch of elves tasks, which are nice. These are good for farm runs. I have regular stabs in case I need them for anything. I could actually sell a bunch of these. I don't know why I have so many. Draman staff I could probably drop, but because I have lunar staff now anyway. I mean, I've had that for like 3 years. Pure essence is really cheap right now. I haven't done rune crafting in a long time. I got 55 to 60 rune crafting all from achievement diary lamps and also Tears of Guthix, so that was really nice to get those free levels. Also, I got my mystics in case I need to do like, in case we do like Deep Will DPKing, which is pretty rare for me, but occasionally I'll do some. Beacon Ring is a really nice item. It gives 2 mage bonus and it's free to get back. You can get an infinite amount of them. I got my full rims. Not really much use for the hood and the staff, but it's really cheap. So I did see on the Oldschool RuneScape stream recently that there's only I think there's only one person who owns an Arim Staff 25, which I thought was really funny. They looked at like statistics, like some of the rarest items in the game, just because no one has them. I think the rarest one was like burnt Joger bones. Maybe there's like one of those in game. Kind of funny. Occult necklace, super good. I did get one of these as a drop recently, but they're pretty cheap. Book of Darkness is really nice, good mage bonus. Seer's Ring Imbued, they actually recently buffed this, so it has more mage bonus, which is super nice. Makes it even more useful. 12 and 12, or 6 and 6 if you don't have imbued. I really like the placeholders, by the way. It's just a super nice feature to be able to take something out and then put it right back and not have to worry about position. Also, I got my Mystic Air Staves and Battle Staves. Again, I don't really use these for anything, but I get them as drops, and then occasionally I'll go and sell some. Ancient Staffs I have a bit too many of right now because I got some as drops. I think Vedion drops some, and I probably got 1 or 2 from the Chaos Fanatic as well. Barrows tabs are really nice for Barrows runs. I did the hard diary for Mauritania recently, so I get extra runes from Barrows. Ectophile was a super nice item when I first started out the game, when Oldschool came out, because there was not many like easy teleports around, but this was a super nice item for all those quests and such, but it doesn't get much use anymore. And then Vestment I just have for Trident of the Swamp, which I recently got. I have for Scorpio, which I actually just got back from doing. Then Potions tabs. It might seem a little weird that I have a Potions tab and like a food tab, but I don't know. I just kind of always done it this way. Super Combat I try to avoid using because they actually are quite expensive. If you look at the price of a Super Combat compared to a Superset, it's actually like 10k more or 9k more. But I do use them at like Bandos and stuff, obviously when inventory space is like a big priority. Prayer Pots and Super Restores. I usually try to go with Prayer Pots, but they're actually not that much cheaper than Super Restores. Only like not even like or a little over like 100 GP, which is really not much at all. So I might just start using Super Restores in general. Brews are really nice. I'm still in the kind of pre-EOC mentality of Shark Brew rather than Shark Kurambuan until recently, where I've been using more and more Kurambuans for stuff. Hard to say that thing. Anyway, I do have, this is just random loot that I have to sell from, we did some Venenatus earlier, and Ancient Shard. I still don't actually have Arclight, by the way, which is pretty sad. But I just never really end up doing tasks in the catacombs. Not much to say about these. Occasionally I'll pull these out and, decant them. Oh, I actually forgot to sell these. How much are these? I was training Herblore, and I got 75 because they said that's going to be the requirement for overloads and raids, which a lot of people were upset with, so they might change it. But wow, free 2 mil in my bank. So that's nice to see. And moving on, we got my range tab, getting into some interesting things. These are just some clues. Magic Shortbow is nice to have though, and this is good for some things. Like I sometimes try to lure Vedion with it, which is kind of nice. My bolts and everything. I sold some arrows recently because I had like a whole bunch. Bolt racks, which I can probably get rid of because I don't use the Krill's crossbow for anything anymore. Snakeskin boots still pretty good, even though I got these recently. Random miscellaneous stuff. Like I don't really need to have this in here. Myth Dart I usually use for the blowpipe, and then we have our cannon, which I use pretty much as possible for Slayer. And past that, we got the good gear. We got Karils, which is still really, really nice. Some of my favorite armor in the game. Blowpipe, which I've been using for pretty much everything recently, just because I've been training range through Slayer, and even a little bit of like, I get some range XP at like Sarah and stuff, which doesn't hurt as well. We got our Saradome and D'hide, which I usually use for Slayer. Sometimes I'll wear Bandos Tacets if I need a little bit more defense, but the cannon accuracy is based on your range bonus, so I try to stick with the D'hide, and Holy Blessing just for the hell of it. And we got our Archer's Ring imbued here. And then some gear I bought recently. I bought an Armadillo helmet, I bought Odium Ward, Necklace of Anguish, Armadillo Chain Skirt, and Armadillo Crossbow. And these are really good for Sarah, they just have really good stats. The ACB, what I like about it is it has more range distance than the Rune Crossbow. I think it gives one more square of distance, and this item is really nice as well. It gives range strength, which I believe is one of the only items in the game to give that other than like bolts and stuff. So that's kind of interesting as well. And Odium Ward's pretty cheap now anyway, and it gives a really good range bonus, and actually it doesn't give any melee defense. Wow, I didn't know that. Armadillo Helm is really cheap, and then this is really just a tiny little upgrade, and I figured I'd get it, so because why not? I had the money. So anyway, moving on to the food tab. So here's all my food. I usually just have around 1,000 sharks, and then when I run out, and I buy some more. Kurambuan I'm actually running really low on. I use these actually a lot now. I really like these items. Monkfish, which I used to use for kind of just getting my HP back up when I was when I come to a bank, but now I have the pool, so I don't really need these. Might even sell these, or just use them on some other account on the future. But I really don't have any pure or anything right now, so they're just gonna kind of sit there. Actually, I do use these for Slayer sometimes, like if I'm gonna go to a task where SGS should be able to sustain me. Sometimes I'll bring Monkfish just as kind of insurance, just in case, because sometimes SGS will just hit a 0 and then you're kind of screwed. Lobster, I don't know why I have so many of those, and these I really don't need, so I mean, I could probably get rid of these, but sometimes I'll go like fly fishing and stuff. Monkfish, actually no, I've been fishing a little bit of monkfish, because like I said, I need a fishing level. And then the tab, you've all been waiting for my melee tab. These I like to have right at the top, so I just, can quickly like gear up really fast. Just get all this essential stuff you can use for almost any melee situation right out in the open here. My dragon, which I don't really use anymore. G-Maul, I don't really need. Prowslet I use like all the time. Very good armor for a lot of the wilderness bosses, and it's just good to have in general. My Unholy Blessing, which I use for like Zamrak and stuff. And these capes I have here, I don't have these capes in this tab because I actually use these a little bit. Like sometimes at bossing I'll use these, although really not too much. Like I'll usually try to use a fire cape if I can, or Ava's accumulator more recently, and range cape in the near future. I have these here, Artie Cloak 2 and Explorer's Ring 2, because these I also use pretty frequently. Like for Callisto or the Wilderness bosses, these are really nice because you can lose these as many times as you want and get more and more and more so quickly. And these as well come in handy sometimes. More of this than this. The Wilderness Sword is really nice for anything in the wilderness because it cuts through the webs 100% of the time, which is really convenient. And then I have a dragon collection. I do have a dragon battle axe, but I put it in a stash for the elite clue scrolls, those like inconspicuous things. I put it there because I don't really need this anymore. I do remember when dragon battle axe was my primary weapon in the game, but that must have been around like 2006 or so, and I thought it was such a cool weapon. But it's pretty slow actually, it's not very good. The spec is pretty good for like Iron Man and stuff. Dragon Square Shield I don't really use too often anymore, but it's a decent option if the Crystal Shield is degraded. Crystal Shield I think is one of the most underrated items in the game. It has insane range defense. It has plus 80, and that's more than the Dragonfire Shield, and this thing's also dirt cheap, so it's pretty useful in some situations. And then we got Fighter Hat and Fighter Torso. I did recently lose my torso because I just forgot to go back pick it up, and I got that back really quickly. Fury I still use all the time. Berserker Ring and Warrior Ring, like to have these right here, and Strength Amulet. I don't have a Torture because I really don't need it. I don't use melee for much at all really, because Slayer I use range because I'm still working on 99, and I'm trying to do more bosses that involve range because particularly Saradomin and Armadillo, although you can use melee for Sarah as well, but I figure that I bought all this good range gear and I want to use range and get 99 range, and I also don't really do Zami or Bandos anymore because I have the pets for those, and that's really the place that I would use melee. Corp, of course, you use melee, but that's just an exception. Abyssal Tentacle, I try to avoid using this when I can, but it's good for bosses. My whip, I did sell my AGS recently to buy the Armadillo Crossbow and Armadillo Chain Skirt. Obviously, I think probably the combination of these is roughly worth an AGS. Yeah, actually not quite, a little more than an AGS, but I don't know, I didn't really find much use for the AGS. It's good at bosses when you're trying to compete with people, but that's a rare situation, and the BGS is better, and obviously Dragon Warhammer is even better than that, so AGS is cool for PKing, but otherwise it's actually not too useful of a god sword. It's arguably one of the least useful god swords, and it's not going to be the most powerful weapon anymore because the new Maul is coming out, although I think the spec would out-hit what the Maul can hit. So SGS is my favorite item in the game. I've had this since it was like 30 mil, and it's like 55 mil now. I thought it was like 50 mil. So very nice, and I'm sure that'll be useful for raids. BGS is an extremely useful item. This thing was buffed a year ago to use less special attack, and it drains drains defense big time. Very useful. ZGS isn't too useful. It's sometimes good at Sarah, and it's like fun for Castle Wars, but it's pretty cheap in general of a god sword, so it's good to have. Spear and Hasta, you can convert these to become each other, but just for convenience, I have both of them because I use both of them quite a lot, so no need to constantly spend like 300k or 150k on converting it. Slayer Helm, of course, very useful item. Serpentine Helm, useful even with range because it gives such good defense. Bandos Chestplate is another thing I sold to upgrade my range gear for like Sarah and stuff because, like I said, I don't really use melee for Slayer that much anymore, and BCP is not that great of an item in general just for usefulness because anywhere you don't really need defense, you can just use the torso, and for a lot of bosses you want to either use range or to just have better mage defense with like a Kirill's Top. I'll probably get it back eventually, just I did have this item for a very long time, but it's just a lot more useful for me right now to have more range gear. Task sets I do like. I will be keeping these because I don't know, they're not even that great, but it's nice to use just as a non-degrading item. But Barrows actually has significantly better defense other than range defense. Like, look at Barrows compared to this. Look how much of their Verax crit is better. 85 stab versus 71, 63 versus 82, and 83 versus 66. People don't realize how much better Barrows is than Bandos in terms of defense, but it's cool to have the strength bonus, and it's a very small strength bonus, but not an essential item like people think, but I do own one. And then I have the rest of my Barrows items, which are, the Guthans, Verax, which I use a lot, and Darox, which I really don't use too much at all anymore. Maybe I'll start doing more Darox PKing in the future. So as far as the price check goes, I pulled out some items which I guess are valuable. We get 187 mil here, but I think the bank is easily over 200 mil. I have some money in miscellanea, and the imbued rings and blowpipe and stuff like that, the whip and stuff like that, easily make it over 200 mil, which is pretty good, I think. I don't know, I could transfer money over from RuneScape 3 if I wanted, but I just don't really feel the need, because I'm having a lot of fun doing PVM and making money and stuff, and yeah, so I figure why not. I guess I'll show you guys my player-owned house as well, just to for completion's sake. As you guys know, I did a lot of work recently on my house, getting it kind of optimized, and I even did more work on it recently. I put in some decorations, a magic tree, stuff like that. So I got the ornate pool, which you guys know, which is super nice. I use this all the time. It's the greatest thing in the world. Fairy ring is really nice. I'll show the pets in a moment. The portals are super nice to have as well. Lunar Isle, Water Birth, my Lunar Altar, which I do want to get the all 3 one soon, but switching to Ancients is really quick anyway with the Camulet. My fancy jewelry box, I do want to get the one with the glory soon, but that's not super critical. My boss log, I guess I can show you guys, Slayer log, although a lot of this is technically not accurate because I did a lot of these. I got 85 Slayer before the kill count update came out, so like I was camping Abyssal Demons when you still had to do Slayer with a black mask basically. And I could show boss log. Some of these again I did before the update, so like I just had my first King Black Dragon kill earlier, but I had done a lot more King Black Dragon before like the rejuvenation update. The tie-in is still one I want to work on, and Scorpia, I do want to get the pet for that as well. And then what else do we got here? Champions log, I think it just had the goblin one. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I don't know why people keep those champion scrolls. I always want to just do them right away. And counters are nothing special. Oh, I actually do have a lot of hard clues. Again, I've done a lot before the update, but I think I'm probably going to go for the 300 hard clue thing where you get the emote, which should be pretty nice. And don't pay attention to this fight cave, because whenever I do a fight caves task, I AFK for the first like 31 waves, so I'm not really in a hurry there to do like a speed run. Quest list, I got all the quests done, so nothing to really show there. And then we can show the pets as well. Might as well go for it. The Desecrated House, I just have 4 main pets. I got the Chaos Elemental, which you guys saw recently. Bandos, which was my first boss pet. Zami, which I got maybe like a month or 2 ago. And the Heron, which I got after like 1,000 monkfish, which is super nice. And I really like having the pets run around the house. It's just so much fun every time I go to like use the portal or whatnot. So I still have the Glory here, which is nice. And then I have the Apital Teleport, so I don't need the bananas anymore. Then I have the Anakarl portal, which is for 46 wilderness for the Demonic runes, and then I have the Fishing Guild portal, which I don't really use. The rest of the house is just kind of nothing special. I do have the shelves upgraded for the extra boost. And where's the Bandos spec going? And the altar I still have, even though this is kind of useless. Maybe I'll train prayer in the future, but I am already 99, so nothing, no plans for that now to throw away some money. I did upgrade like stuff like this, like I have better magic wardrobe and stuff, and toy box and all that. Nothing too interesting to show here. I don't have my skill capes on here right now, so nothing too interesting. I guess I could put the angler set in there though. But yeah, that's really about it. This is the state of my account right now, and raids is coming out soon, so who knows, maybe I'll get declaws and like as a drop or something, and then have like a whole bunch of more money. But yeah, that's really what's going on with me right now. That's my bank, and my goals are still going to be actually I have a lot of goals right now. Of course, I want to get 99 ranged. Maybe for 99 ranged, I'll have like a Bandos mass or something. I have done that before in 07, and it lasted like 13 hours. So let me know what you guys would be interested in terms of like a boss mass for kind of like a dual celebration for 99 cooking and 99 range, maybe Armadillo Mass, maybe a Bandos Mass, Zami Mass. That would actually probably be a disaster. Maybe some wilderness event. Maybe we could just like do Castle Wars or something fun, and it would of course be streamed as well. And yeah, otherwise my other goals are going to be 70 Hunter. I just want to top that off for the hell of it. I would want to get another construction level just so I can do build the better jewelry box with a boost here to have the glory, but I do have the glory right there, so it's really not that big of a deal. I want to get agility up, but I have to get smithing up to do that for the diary for like the Sears Village, so I can train agility there faster. And I also want to get mining up to like 70 or so for a coal bag and also a mining set or the outfit, so that'll get me the ability to do the hard valley diary. So I actually have a lot of skill goals right now as well. But yeah, I just want to say, guys, thank you so much for the support on the last video. The last video did super well, which was unexpected, but I was really happy about it because I think that I put a lot of work into it, and there's and I actually got like 80 new subscribers or something from that video, which is really nice to see as well, and just a lot of support all around. So if you guys haven't seen that video, the crazy PVM luck, I'll put the link for that in the description and also in the outro to this video. But otherwise, guys, yeah, a lot of you guys have also asked me to do PVM, which is really good. Obviously, I'm just one person, so I couldn't, you know, if I can't get to everyone, and, you know, people, if I can't get to everyone, you know, don't be offended, but feel free to ask me or message me if you want to try something out. I'd certainly love to do it. And the clan chat's also been doing really well. It's pretty early on in the morning, so to have this many people on at like 11 a.m., which is actually pretty rare. And in the evening, we actually have a lot more people. I think yesterday we had a scroll bar, which if I just move to Twitter here, like look how big the clan chat is doing right there. This is just yesterday evening, and that many people in the clan chat is just really amazing. So the clan chat, if you guys don't know, it is my YouTube name. It is not my main RuneScape name. It's just Andrew AJT62. So you guys feel free to join it. And I've had people actually ask me like, "Hey, do you mind if I stay in here?" And yes, of course, that's the point. It's a public clan chat, open to anyone, just for kind of general RuneScape conversation. Or if you want to organize anything, like hey, you know, people were asking, "Hey, does anyone want to do DKs earlier?" That's certainly allowed as well. You can do whatever you want. And we actually had some pretty funny conversations in the clan chat the other day. So, and the clan chat's been going on since 2010. So, I mean, off and on, depending on how active I am. But yeah, feel free to join and say hello. And yeah, so that's that. And also feel free to leave any video suggestions. You know, I want to make more guides and stuff. I do want to make the Chaos Fanatic guide for the Chaos Elemental pet. I was actually considering doing that today, but I didn't want to have a fourth video in the row about a wilderness boss, so figured I'd make a bank video in the meantime. And yeah, so we're gonna look forward to raids. That's coming out really soon. And I guess that's about it for this video. Like I said, if you guys have any suggestions, feel free to leave them. Please like this video if you enjoyed. It really helps, and it just takes like 2 seconds, and it gets me more exposure. Especially that seems to be the way the YouTube algorithm is working out now, where more engagement is definitely helping channels out. And yeah, also join the Discord. That'll be in the description as well. More people joining that recently, which is nice to see. And you know, there's voice chats in there. You guys can use it at pretty much any time. And yeah, that's really about it. Subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you and welcome to all the new subscribers from the last video. So welcome aboard. And I also might try to make some playlists soon for my older videos, like all my pet videos or all my old school videos in general. I'll keep you guys updated with that. And you can follow me on Twitter down below for updates. I post, you know, RuneScape related updates there as well, so you guys can hear about it first. And also follow me on Twitch down below. Maybe I'll do some streaming soon, and I'll post when I stream in the Discord and the Twitter, of course, or on Twitter, not the Twitter, or Twitter account, you know, whatever you want. So anyway, guys, thank you for watching, and yeah, have a great day. Well, I'll probably see you guys. Maybe I'll see you guys before New Year's. We'll see. But I hope you guys had a Merry Christmas, and again, happy holidays, and expect more videos soon. I actually just today already got a bunch of clips that I want to show you guys, but it's gonna have to wait till next time. So I will see you guys, and I'll see you in the clan chat if you care to join it. Again, it's Andrew AJT62, and I will see you guys very soon. Thank you for watching.